But like the music part was playing,
and we are live.
And now the music has stopped playing as well
yes,
too.
and as you can tell, I am not yet back to 100%.
When you get sick, you get sick for a long time.
Yeah, it tends to drag on for a while.
Yeah, so hopefully, like Isaiah Taylor is like will join us. He probably will join us shortly because he was in the Steve Shaw's member and Patreon hangout where Steve Shaw says he'll be. He did no. See, I will also say that Steve has apologized to me as well too. Like it's hard that he's sorry to me to lose his temper. I just like said to him, "That's no, Steve, you're cool, we're cool. That's totally fair." Because I did made him cry on. I made him cry on stream as well too, and I'm really sorry for that as well too. But that was 4 years ago, and so it's kind of like both our emotions like will like get to us when we're talking about politics as well too. And so it's like we just like to see things differently, but like we're both passionate about our politics and how we are about our politics.
But there is the slight difference that he's wrong.
Okay, kind of an asshole, John Brockman.
So I have very sad news to report. JD Vance did not have sex with a couch.
Okay, JD Vance.
So that's why Weird Al Yankovic just like posted a clip from UHF, his 1987 movie, saying that this is Weird Al Yankovic predicting the future. George Talk starts where the others starts. Sex for furniture.
Why are Republicans so weird? They want to
because they're full of hatred.
No, there's that. Hey, Kirok, how you doing?
Hey, Kirok.
Like I'm autistic and I've never mastered the Casanova of picking up women, I guess. But I never wanted to fuck a couch.
He didn't actually fuck the couch. But it is funny that he might actually have to issue a public denial of that at some point.
And yet like on like Loveline when it was like Stryker, I forgot this like Ted Stryker or no, that's Ted Stryker, that's the character from like Airplane Vanilla Stryker, I forgot this like but like he did talk about the couch trick, and so how he exclaimed, it's like you take like a plastic bag and you put a little like lubricant in it as well too, like this in sandwich bags that you flap and fold in and stuff like that. Not
if you haven't purchased lubricant, don't use ketchup or mayonnaise. Those have a vinegar base and you'll burn your dick.
Oh yes.
Speaking as a chemistry teacher, just right off the bat.
Is so like you take a wet towel and you heat up just a little bit, not a lot.
Or you could use a cantaloupe.
Well, yeah, there's too. There's actually there was
or a watermelon.
That's like 6% of like people that like were rather like 6% of like men. This was men at the time. They didn't say like people with penises. Would rather fuck a fruit than like fuck there's Kathleen Griffin or something like that, or just like they just pick a random woman, something like that. So it's like for when you ask like yeah, some people would rather just like fuck a fruit than like a fuck certain women. So and already this is a great start to the stream as we're talking about like whether or not people would fuck a fruit or not too. But that shows again the Republican Party is like JD Vance has to come out to say,
well, given what happened to Grindr last week, yeah, a lot of them would prefer to fuck a fruit. I'm not going to apologize for that one.
Yeah. John Brock is still sick. Isaiah Taylor, how are you?
I'm good. How's everyone else?
I woke up like 7 minutes before Steve Shies like posted a link to join the Zoom call or his like Patreon and member hangout. Yes, we have seen American Pie. Yes, exactly. Hey, just have to say you ate it all as well too. Like so, yeah. So there's
There are people out there fucking bicycles. I'm not being gonna be surprised they're fucking anything else.
there's cars too. No, no, no. Actually, a radio show that you should listen to
I
did
have
actually
heard of
talk.
a story of a guy who did fuck his car. Although I am curious, is there like, I don't like, if it's just kink, it's just kink, but is there like some mental thing that makes you want to do that?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm not going to like presume that there is like a mental
I
thing
don't
or something
know.
like that
Because if it's,
because because if I presume that like something is like mentally ill or something like that, that'll be ableist. And we're in like still in like the Disability Pride Month as well. I forgot to mention that in my blurb because I was hastily writing it together as well too. But oh well. Um,
how was your birthday? I heard you made a comment about you were a 40-year-old virgin.
yes, because that's true. I am now 40 years old and I'm still a virgin.
But yeah, I've talked to people who are I guess in relationships and are dating, and they've told me that there's nothing wrong with being a virgin or being single.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. That's the thing
Mm.
too. On this show we talk about like asexuality as well too. Not necessarily that like I am asexual, so that or romantic, but there are people that just don't have like sexual attraction to other people to various degrees, and and same too like there are people that just don't have romantic attractions to other people to various degrees, and so there are
And there are some
those.
people that don't think other people are people and they vote Republican.
Yes, there's also that as well too, and they think that like it is gay to like date a woman, it is gay to like kiss a woman, it is gay to like just touch your butt, and so they don't wipe their own asses sometimes. It
Mm-hmm.
is, or it is gay to like, or it's gay to be a parent as well too, or emasculine to be a parent as well too. Loving intent imperatives, which is like no. Um, and you say what you will about like the radio show host Tom Likas. There's a lot to be said about like Tom Likas as well too. He at least is not opposed to like families because his man wants to be like loving and tended to his like children and like raise his family. Then he doesn't see a problem with like a man getting married in that context because it's beneficial for the child. So that's the only instance that like Tom Likas is like in favor of like marriage as well too, guys. And he also like he will also say several times, listen, I'm basing that in my experience. I've been married 4 times and none of them will work as well too. Now I think it's because like something with like Tom Likas, but like that's what also makes him a interesting radio host to like a group of people as well. Business misogyny, I think he is misogynist for sure. Yeah. So how's everyone? What's everyone's week been like?
So I've been off for the last 3 days because they want us to work a lot coming up the next 2 weeks. So
I see.
I've been like chilling at my, so I've been like, getting ready for this trip to the Kennedy Space Center in October, and right now I'm actually filling out some paperwork for my first doctor's appointment in 20 years. So I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And working on a helmet.
Oh
Space.
yeah, yeah. And you have that like space camp the jacket you have on the background too.
Yes. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys can see it in the light.
Yeah, yeah, we got. Mm-hmm. And so Jock Bachman still like recovering from being sick. That's what he's
Mm-hmm.
been up to.
Yep, just sleeping, trying to get my schedule back to where I'm sleeping at night.
Mm. Change your sleep schedule. Oh man, I'd done that, or they had to do that. When I worked in my gas station job for 4 years, I was like 21, then to 25, so like I was young, so I could. Yeah, I did like, and so it was interesting for like quite a bit of time that they worked around my schedule so I can have Sunday off just so I can go play poker tournaments. But I did have to work 2 swing shifts, 2 graveyard shifts, and then 1 day shift. 2 swing shifts from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday, which does like help ease into like the 2 graveyard shifts between like Wednesday and Thursday, from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Yeah, those are interesting hours, and then 1 day shift on Saturday at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. to like 1 p.m. then or 2 p.m. something like that. I don't know how I was able to like function like that and like changing my sleep schedule every day as well too. I guess I just like slept whenever I could, and also the gas station, which is like literally like at the corner of where I live, so like I could just run to that gas station as well too. I did. Did you have your hand up, or was that a mistake?
No, I have my hand up.
Sure.
So while I was filling out this questionnaire,
Mhm.
um, they asked me what medications was I taking, and then I
What's the
said
questionnaire for?
it's for so I'm actually going to a doctor's appointment, or I'm getting set up for a doctor's appointment because I haven't had a physician in like over 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So they asked me what medications I took, and then so I had to remember that I took risperidone. And then when
Mm,
I looked up what risperidone was, it says it's an antipsychotic, and
mhm,
it can treat schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and irritability caused by autism.
mm.
But funny thing is, I'm not irritated by autism. I'm irritated by people's ableism by autism, but autism doesn't irritate me physically.
Mhm,
And so what I did is like I put that down, like I wrote it down, but then I'm
mm.
like around 2019, I began to take marijuana gummies. And I haven't felt horrible ever since. See,
Yeah.
and see that's the weird ableism of pharmaceuticals is like you know, here's this shitty society you gotta live in. We're gonna blame you. So here's some fucking pills for you to take. It's like, fuck you. I'm
In
not,
this case, autism associated irritability probably refers to sensitivities.
Mm,
but I'm not
Um,
sensitive.
like I remember, like I didn't start. I wore sweatpants until I was 10 years old
mhm.
because I mean, remember this was the 80s, and
Yeah.
thus it was all acid wash jeans. Those clothes were
Yeah.
uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah.
Hence, when loose fit, relaxed fit jeans came along, I could finally start wearing them. Um,
Mhm,
and also, have any sort of tag in my shirt is going to bug the fuck out of me. And
mhm.
that sort of thing, prolonged all day, every day, and people don't listen to you, can cause emotional irritability.
Yeah.
Um, and when you have lots of sensory issues, then that can cause a child to have frequent meltdowns, and that's probably
Okay.
what it's for.
I
Mhm,
see. Well, I didn't know that. Thanks for educating me.
Yeah.
mhm.
So it's a way to make things more convenient for parents.
I see.
But also, there is something to be said, and many people have their criticisms of the medical industry and the psychiatric industry as well too, of like especially the approach. And I think actually we Context West mentioned this when we last year when we talked about like disability pride as well too,
Mm.
the medical framing of like disability. Well,
Hmm.
this is a broken person. We need to make them whole. But also like for like ADHD or like autism or like other things like that. Okay, we need to like help you conform to society. So like the heavily prescribed like Ritalin or whatever for like ADHD kids and how it's often heavily and very often this more often diagnosed and prescribed to boys than it is to girls as well too. No, not to say that ADHD is like a not real disease or not real condition. No, that's a very real thing as well too. Can it be like
No, saying,
overprescribed? Go ahead.
no, saying what they mean by normal is they mean boring. They mean
Yeah,
boring.
exactly.
They mean
Yes.
boring. They mean like,
They
okay,
mean compliant. Yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah.
neurotypical. I go to work, and I go to church, and I pray to Jeebus, and I just shit, fuck, and I'm like, fuck that.
It's
That's the
I
thing
love.
about see, and that's another thing of see, because like I used to do like autism art shows where we would
Mhm.
make art for neurotypicals, and I'm like, part of me thinks that this is just because neurotypicals are so boring and don't have any skills. They rather like live vicariously. They, they want to live through our art. It's fucking boring.
No, I honestly do think there's something like a truth to that. It is about like watching us as well too. So, oh, hold on, it's hijack. It's going to talk to the mention things I was mentioning in live chat as well too.
Really
Since
was.
we've got like 3 viewers as well too, I should pay attention to live chat and like say hey to like those who are saying it. Like Vaughn Wash, law streamers is saying that they love a capitalist way of making money. It's hilarious to see, especially if like it's a shady regards to like app revenue in the base ads specifically as well too. Yeah, there's something said about that. But also, hey Metro, good evening and good news from the UK. Tony Robinson, aka Stephen Yaxley Lennon, was arrested on promoting terrorism offenses. That's right. This one thing
Again?
Yes, again. And this one was recent too. This was like yesterday or something like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I have a Guardian article that will like cover that, and I'll post that into the live chat right now as well too. But no, that's exactly what happened. As unfortunately, I'm also going to now be sharing like the things in all the like Discord, so I'm going to like paying attention to that instead of like reading from the article. But that's pretty much it. This is like there was a demonstration. I think it was a counter protest. Well, yeah, neurotypical anything. But that's the thing that normal is not the thing that exists as well too. I agree with Isaiah Taylor that like normal, okay, boring and something like that. I don't think like normal. Well, not yeah. Well, no, neurodivergence. There's a lot of things that can be neurodivergence, and to some people who think that's like, well, isn't like everyone in some way neurodivergent? Maybe I would think.
I do sometimes joke that football is America's autism because it's the only thing that Americans can focus on. Like they can give you stats about football, they can give you stats about all these people that they can tell you, oh, I remember when such and such played for the 1993 playoffs, and it's like I don't give a fuck, go away. So football, well, sports in general, especially American sports, are is America's autism, just like soccer is Europeans' autism. It's everyone talks about the same damn thing. Soccer, football, sports, all the same
Soccer
shit.
is everyone, not America's autism, because it's literally
Yes.
everyone,
Yeah,
except maybe
it's literally
China.
around the world. Not China. Maybe yeah. I think China does have a team as well too, because I remember when the U.S. women's team was went against the Chinese women's team as well too. That was a big thing. Um, and that's what's the like women's soccer tournament where like the kicker like after she like won the goal took off her shirt, and so like that was a whole that was actually brought up in like other TV shows and like movies. And yes, and I agree, Mitchell. What the Americans call football is really hand egg, is even football. No, I'm with you on that. What like the rest of the world called football, that's actual ball and that's actual foot. While American football is like hand egg, honestly, because we use our hands a lot more often to like
It's
on that.
simulated.
Oh, and rugby has a plethora of rugs.
No. American football is like the closest thing that homophobes can like accept being gay, right? Because you got to remember, it's men with big butts, big thighs, and big chests,
Tight
fucking
pants.
moving balls. Oh, don't get me started on basketball. You're literally putting a ball in a hoop.
It's basketball is just like men's basketball is just like men in short shorts playing with big balls.
Yeah, what the
They're
fuck?
repeatedly teabagging each other.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, curling is basically just masturbation because you gotta. That's what in Canada, you gotta, you know. So I mean, that's curling is basically.
Repetitive wrist movements. Repetitive wrist movements.
So
I love that we do this show. We talk about like couch fucking and how curling is masturbation. That should be a title of a future show.
and I like being the one black guy that breaks all the stereotypes of what a black guy is supposed to be.
Yes, you
Lecture-
cost.
Lecturing to
Blurred.
white folk. Yes, a blurred.
Yes, a black nerd, a blurb, because you like make models of like spaceships and like ships and do cosplays of astronauts.
Yes.
And go on about like white girls and Clueless and like Avril Lavigne. Currently, it's just housework on ice.
Yeah, I just gotta find that significant other. You know, I'm thinking, what if I let me slow down. What if I go down to the space center and someone actually likes my outfit?
Oh, that would be something actually. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Oh, and it's just like you're just randomly going
Okay,
there.
so
And so
instead of going out to a club dressed up nice, you're going to the Space Center dressed up nice. You should have a special dance.
Mhm. All right,
Do a space dance.
space dance,
Michael Jack. Well,
moonwalking.
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't know if we're still allowed to talk about Michael Jackson anymore.
He's
Moonwalk and do
dead
the
now.
robot.
Michael Jackson's dead now, so it's like that's the thing. We can't talk about Michael Jackson again. Well, it's like with Michael Jackson is like he was been like so heavy in music and such a pop culture like cornerstone. People who grew up in the '80s, Michael Jackson was their Jesus, pretty much. So when the allegations came out of like, and there was also remember that like to Jay Leno, he said, okay, when you pay, okay, yeah, innocent proof given, innocent proof given, but when you pay a family $50 million in a out of court settlement for them to be silent. I'm sorry. So Jay Leno always makes the jokes that like if Michael Jackson did what he's been accused of doing. So it's like, but he's dead now, so he can't harm little kids as well too. And like his music still is music as well too. So like, but that's also the kind of thing where it's just like, hey, can you separate the artist from the art as well too? Now he's dead, so I don't. And also we loved his music, we loved his art for the longest time. I grew up in the '80s. I couldn't stand Michael Jackson, and that's fine, Metro. Yeah, he was pop music, and if you didn't like pop music at the time, it's all
Mitchell,
and he
you
was
didn't grow up in
everywhere.
the 80s. You were grown up in the 80s. You were already in high school and smoking in the 80s. Possibly.
I was about to say that he grew up in the 1880s because you were going to say how old Metro was. I thought that's where you're going with that. But I don't really believe the accusations about him. I mean, to be fair, he was acquitted in the court of law, so it's like the accusations get.
He was definitely a weirdo. There's no question
Yeah.
about that. And so was M.J. Barrie, who wrote Peter Pan.
Oh yeah.
And Lewis Carroll Dodson, who wrote Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, at least that guy, he had like at least with him, he had very strong criticisms with like Queen Victoria at the time, as I'm sure many people would, and like the fact that the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland is basically Queen Victoria,
Mm-hmm.
but yet she thought there was a wonderful like children's book, so she wanted like Lewis to like write her another book and she will honor it as well too, and it's kind of like. Bitch, you didn't get my satire? I was okay. I will write you a book. And he's a mathematician, so he wrote a math book. And he wrote a math book for Queen Victoria. It's like, okay, fine, I'll write you a book, but I'll be a math book as well, too. So I will give for Lewis respect for that, at least.
But he also wanted to take pictures of little girls naked.
Okay, so yeah. Like with Charles Chaplin as well too. He was a labor activist as well too. I think I should really actually honestly watch The Great Dictator because he was like poking at like fascists.
Oh yeah, he was absolutely anti-fascist.
Yes, but what I've heard of he is like on the like the custard pie or that sort of thing too, and how like George Chaplin likes young girls. It's like, oh, again, kill your heroes. No, they have no heroes or anything like that as well too, and just like people are people, and people can be complex as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like he's also on some kind of spectrum. Michael Jackson, I can believe that as well. But like Michael Jackson for sure was just like abused, honestly, because like they have been like again, he was in like an entertainment industry away from the since he was 5 with the Jackson 5 and that sort of thing too. And like Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's father was just really
He was a product of abuse and never really got to have a life of any kind for himself.
Exactly. So it's like, and once you get like super rich enough as well too, that like people will like either it's yeah, I guess that goes back to old of holding ideas like episode as well too, where it's just like is in the actually a side story in a comic where it's just like a metal artist like wants to like stop being depressed, get on antidepressants, see a therapy as well too. But the record label of that metal artist was afraid that like if this person is getting help, he's not going to make the music he used to do, and that music is profitable for us. So it's kind of like the record label. This isn't a fictional story, so like that's like, but I can definitely see some record artists as well too, or any entertainment industry artists as well too, do that sort of thing as well as the and guys like their artists to like not be well and keep them depressed, keep them like trying to do that sort of in order to create the great artists well that they have created before as well too. I have not watched the like console of geeks like take on like Neil Gaiman stuff as well too. I did love like because Verna did like posted on Twitter a quick little clip as well too. But if you just want to go directly to the like bit where I talked about the allegations, go to the timestamp right here. She looked at, oh god, because the timestamp was 1:38 in seconds. So they talked about like a lot of things before going to the Neil Gaiman allegations, and for like over an hour and 30 as well too. And that's a 2-hour video as well. So like I do love that like some of these like YouTubers do kind of poke fun at themselves. It's like, oh god, I make a lot of videos as well too. So no, I don't know much. I have not seen that video, and I don't know about like the Neil Gaiman stuff as well too, or the allegations. So,
Apparently,
like,
he sexually assaulted, or has been accused of sexually assaulting 2 women who worked in his household. I think cleaning staff, or at least one of them was cleaning lady.
yeah.
That's all I really know about it.
You guys like
Yeah.
my shirt? You guys like my t-shirt?
You know what I was about when you were putting on your jacket on like C Shot's Patreon memory hangout and so like that. I was about to say, and I noticed the B-52's t-shirt. And yeah, it's still a really cool t-shirt, honestly.
Thanks.
Hey,
Well,
if you want a
hey,
really weird pickup line for that one, ask girls if you want to go back and let them see your love shack, and then hand them the strap on.
I'm gonna be honest. I like Rome more than Love Shack. I like Rome better.
What? Wait, but
Love
did it be?
Shack, Love Shack is good. I just like Rome more. Well, like Love
That's
Shack.
fair. That's fair.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I had to like. You had to like.
I was making a pegging joke, and you ruined it by enjoying the music. God damn it!
Again with the autism as it were. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, Neil Gaiman like allegations dropped, and I haven't like followed up on that at all, so I can't really comment on that as well too. I will side with like believing victims. I'll just like say that, and like now, Virna did like talk a long time about like the place that published that as well too, so maybe it's something like that. And wait, and so the B-52 said Rock Lobster. That's such a strange song, honestly. It's on Rock. It was on Rock Band too, so that's how I'm the most familiar with it. And it's just like this one goes. A song goes on forever. I know about songs that go on forever. Like this is a song that never ends as well too. But like, and I'll stop there. But I'm sure it's going to be playing in people's heads that are familiar with that song as well too. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I have the Guardian article open. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I just finally start drinking caffeine. No, like, seriously, it was like, oh, I finally opened my eyes, looked at the phone, 8:38. Oh shit, the like Steve Jobs member of the Patreon hang was about to start. So yeah, I quickly threw on some things and put my hair back, and I put on this hat so like I'm being surprised. With Gaiman, it seems like a lot of like hearsay and some iffy reporting, but okay, so I was like, I'm not gonna like, so yeah, right at this point, I'm just gonna be like wait and see with like Neil Gaiman and stuff like that. And honestly, with like some of Neil Gaiman's works, I'm sure he's wrote a lot of great works, and like I follow him, Blue Sky. A lot of his takes I kind of like agree with. It's not as radical as I am, but like I think he's more radical than a liberal, honestly. But like, and I did enjoy Good Omens, which was co-written by like Neil Gaiman and like which he
Terry
wrote
Pratchett.
with like Terry Pratchett. To be fair, I seen the show Good Omens that was on Amazon, not have read the book as well too. So it was like, but yeah. So right now with Neil Gaiman, it's kind of like we'll wait and see, and like I think more to come forward. It should come forward that, or hopefully more could come forward to like elaborate that further on like what happened there as well too. So yeah. but like Stephen Yaxi Lennon, Tommy Robinson, if we all know, I think we all know, but in case like Vonnie Walsh or like anyone else is watching doesn't know about like who Tommy Robinson is. Remember like how 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that, milkshakes is were too became the Antifa weapon against fascists, milkshaking is were too. That all started with Tommy Robinson because it was a viral video on that was posted to Twitter because Tommy Robinson doing the kind of like things that he always fucking does because like if you don't know he's basically a fascist, he's an ethno-nationalist, he doesn't like black and brown people living in the UK where he lives as well too.
And he has repeatedly violated court orders regarding staying the fuck away from people involved in cases.
Yeah, and that's sort of thing too.
I believe it's
like,
against the law to publicize people who have been accused of things there, and that he's been going up to courthouses and filming people.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing too. What Tommy Robinson does, Stephen Yaxley Lennon doesn't understand is that like that can cause those court cases to be thrown out because of like that sort of thing too. Much like when like people in the jury gets nullified because like someone in the jury starts talking about the case too, like in the public as well too. You're not in the United States, you're not supposed to do that. Sure, the same thing in the UK, but like yeah. And so some people can be like let off or be not put in jail that actually did like crimes that should be in like, jail for because of that as well too. So Tom Robinson is doing more. He was always doing harm because like he's doing it. He claims that like Muslims are like child pedophiles essentially, and like and that has like gotten that one.
And Christians aren't.
Yeah, about that.
Well, no, because that's legal in Alabama and Arkansas.
Okay, to be fair, Tom Robinson's UK Mitchell, you can like explain if like the Christians or evangelicals in like the UK also are in favor of like child brides as like some evangelicals here in the United States are as well too. So like, but so yeah, so Tom Robinson is kind of like does that a lot. He just goes around to like black and brown people and harassing them, Muslims as well too. So basically saying get out of the country. So when the milkshake meme became a meme for on the left, is when like he confronted a Iranian man or someone from outside of the UK, or no, actually, he probably was a national. He probably was a British citizen, but just brown skin. Because guess what? That happens, especially when the British like invade and imperializes so many countries like India.
Everyone.
Yes.
The sun doesn't set on the British genocide.
Yes, exactly. So and the Muslim man, the brown skinned man, had a milkshake in his hand, and so that's because he just got out of McDonald's and was having a milkshake, just wanted to have a milkshake, just enjoyed the day while having a milkshake, and Tom Robinson got in his face, and so the guy, in order to get Tom Robinson out of his face, and just threw the milkshake at him. And that's how the milkshake being started. So we can thank Tommy Robinson for the milkshake being on the left being started, the milkshake being a Antifa like weapon against us, against the fascists as well too. So that's what Tommy Robinson is famous for. Why he was arrested yesterday. He was organizing a major demonstration in like central London. I think it was like a counter. Only a few, very few like fundies are like that. Most recognize the public appropriation is like, it's like very strong and dissent. Yeah, I figure as much. Again, part of like there are those some like really out there.
Oh, Joe's here. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe McClure. There's really out there like evangelical like Christians in like or religious folks in like Denmark and like UK as well too, but because of like the state actual sanctioned like religion that they have, like Church of England in the UK and whatever it is in Denmark as well too, they have to be they're state run, so they have to be inclusive of everyone, so they can't go to the fringes as like our churches can do because like separation of church and state. Joe, of course.
Well, actually, like, the IRS has something to say about that.
Yeah.
You might wonder where the Christian coalition, the moral majority, that shit came from. Mm-hmm. It was not because of abortion. Mm-hmm. Evangelical Christians were in favor of legalizing abortion. They actually congratulated the Supreme Court after Roe v. Wade came out. Mm-hmm. By his own admission, Jerry Falwell did not give his first anti-abortion sermon until February of 1978, almost exactly 5 years to the day after Roe v. Wade was published. If he was outraged, it was a very silent outrage. No, it was a very different Supreme Court case. The IRS went after the fundies. They argued, and the Supreme Court agreed, that if you refuse categorically to serve half the population, then you are not providing a public service. You are not serving the community. Mm-hmm. Don't serve half the community, you're not serving the community. And that meant that under the law, they did not deserve tax-exempt status. Because they don't get it because they're churches. They get it under the assumption, the incorrect, false assumption, that churches provide community service.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, all these racist churches, and more importantly, all of their racist schools that spread across the South in the wake of Brown v. Board, lost their tax-exempt status. And that is where the white supremacist Christian coalition came from. They only started with the abortion thing after James Dobson and Focus on the Family, a eugenicist, said, hey, this segregation thing is a bad look. Look at how successful the Catholics have been with their anti-abortion stuff. You need to focus on abortion. Because that's also racist. But less obviously racist.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Joe McCoy earlier said it sounds like a freedom of freedom people going down to end trafficking and the way they tend to like make it worse. Yeah. Speaking of Tom Robinson and his like activism. Yeah, I put it in quotes because like Wikipedia or something, when I just Google search like Tom Robinson for like the news of like what he's been arrested for, one side lists him as an activist, which I guess is accurately true, but I'm just like,
well, David Duke is also an activist.
Yes, but he's a white supremacist activist. He's an activist for like white supremacists. Hey, Phoenix, I guess you no longer have a tooth as well too. You finally got the tooth extracted, but they didn't give you the tooth. How is the tooth fairy going to give you $1 for that tooth when you put it underneath your pillow? How dare they? Hope you're doing well, Phoenix.
Hey, Phoenix.
Let's see, and that's like
Roy Bryant and J.W. Millam were also activists. You're not going to recognize their names. They were the men who were accused of murdering Emmett Till.
Ah.
Bryant and Millam later confessed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they did kill him.
I'm
saying that Tommy Robinson is a white supremacist and he murders brown people for fun.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not sure about murder, but it's like, yes, you want to make it like a Phoenix tooth necklace. That would be awesome use of your tooth as well, too. I mean,
yeah.
Like, plus,
what did they do to it? Did they throw it away or something? That's not cool. You should get to make art out of your decaying remains.
Mm-hmm. Why not? I mean, people would put like shark suits on like their neck or something like that. Dude, why not like human tooth? And it's your tooth too. So it's like when people ask that tooth, why do you have that tooth? It's because like it came out on me. So it's like, yeah. Yes, John Wilkes Booth was an activist too, Joe McClory. You're right.
But only until he broke his leg.
Yeah. Yep, medical ways. Listen to this podcast here and there. Wrong, and I agree. The churches should not have tax exempt. Yeah, especially since like that tax exemption is what like caused like a lot of the mega churches or the super like hell evangelists
and the Mormon church.
Oh, the Mormon church for sure. Yeah. Oh, I had like a kid that like we went to high school with. So like I haven't seen them in a while, but like if we, it's like they're cool as well too, but no, he had criticisms of the Mormon Church because he lived it as well too. The Mormon Church was supposed to be like helping like the impoverished or the poor people and something like that, and they did give them food like packages of mac and cheese, but there were maggots in those mac and cheese, and so that's why this person was no longer Mormon, and that was the issue with like him and his father as well too. Yes, exactly. John Wilkes Booth off the Vista baby. Yeah.
Let's
see.
Not baby.
AB. Yeah, this. I finally got around to like reading the Shock Doctrine only in the early chapters yet, but like it makes me very angry. The Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein. Yeah, I should really read that book. That is like a really good book. And that shows you how the conservatives and the far right and the fascists like thing as well too. Because like so if people don't know about Shock Doctrine, basically in the middle of the disaster as well too, the far right, the fascists, and the Thuglikins, or the like whoever is the far right in any country, honestly, not just the USA, they will then pass the legislation or do that sort of thing and pass it immediately in there when the disaster is happening, well, the natural disaster or something else happening, like the pandemic as well too, in order to pass their like right wing fascist like authoritarian ideology as well too. You can, I think, hello, Jordan and Jordan P, how are you doing? I think you can argue basically like the Patriot Act was kind of like a shock doctrine sort of
It
thing too.
absolutely was.
Yeah, because like no one read the Patriot Act, and yet the
JJ.
Patriot. And yet the Patriot Act did like give sweeping the authoritarian power that and surveillance power that the United States government has over everyone. We just didn't realize of how like much they read all of our text messages until like Edward Snowden just like dropped that leak as well too. And I do love how John Oliver like phrased as well too, is like when people say, are you fine with the government listening on your phone calls or like reading your messages? Some people would be like, no, that's probably on you, Garrock, unless like John Brockman's internet is like going funky. But I don't think that's the case. Like that, internet, John Brockman's internet's going funky as well too. But anyway,
I haven't
so
noticed anything.
yeah, I haven't noticed anything either. And so but people might be somewhat okay with the government listening in on their phone calls or their text messages on their assumptions like I'm not doing anything wrong. But if you frame this like, are you okay with the government seeing the pictures of your penis or pictures of your private parts that you send to your like family members or not family members. Oh god, that's a weird family that you send to your partner or something like that. Sexing as word too. Oh, and that's
I
where it's
just
like
Polaroids.
go low tech with your like dick pics as well too, and make sure that whenever you're sending those dick pics and stuff like that, yeah, I know Joe McClure, that was a real big flub on my part. Yeah, whoa, that's a flurry stuff. And no, I do not send pictures on private part to anyone as well too. And also, when you do, make sure you get full consent in doing so. Oh, and don't like send a pic in when you also ask the question, are you okay with like me sending you these things too? Because it did actually got like one politician like removed from office. Anthony Weiner was caught like sending like
Yep. Oh wait, that was a Democrat.
yeah, that was a Democrat. And
And I'm saying
like
that's why he left office.
yes,
Democrats are the
exactly.
only ones who have actual fucking integrity when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. Well, it's like, oh, that the senator from like Idaho the years ago, he just like said, "No, I'm not gay. No, I'm not gay. No, the police caught you in a sting operation because you were trying to solicit gay sex in the Minnesota like bathrooms." Um,
In an airport
it's
bathroom, no less.
yes, in Minnesota airport bathroom. Yeah, exactly. That's why you don't send like nude photos. There's a problem in the world. The world's too horny. Well, oh no. Actually, I think I don't know. Like,
No,
is
the
the world
problem with the
too?
world is that too many powerful people are horny and don't give a fuck about consent.
Oh yes, that's the big problem too. That's the whole reason for the Me Too as well too. As well as Me Too is like it was a labor activist movement as well too. The if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear defense. If that's the case, why our government so like desperate to keep secrets? A good point, Mithril. Honestly, yeah, yeah, exactly. Phoenix actually does like it writes them like it does like posts like nude photos of but on fanzines and like OnlyFans and like again sex works is work, so it's like those like wait for those people to make money as well too. I don't have a problem with that. Kind of like how professional cosplayers, we kind of mentioned that then like in the Steve Drive Twitter and Patreon hangout. It tends to be just like basically like professional like hot women as well too, models and that sort of thing too. And I don't have a problem with that either. Some people just strangely have a problem with like the big titty like streamers or like hot top streamers on like Twitch and stuff like that. They finally just made them their own
They're
category,
just
but
jealous because they can't get with someone like that.
or they're jealous that like some a hot girl is like taking all of their views and stuff like that. But it's like no, if they want to watch a hot girl, they're not gonna watch you play Fortnite, honestly. And also, and from some other Twitch streamers that see those people complaining about that, this is why I'm not getting like successful. This like hot girl is like taking all my views. When that person goes to their channel and they're just sitting there quietly playing the game. Not even reading chat or don't even have a webcam on. Just like sitting there playing games. Like, oh yeah, this like hot girl that's interacting with the chat, like saying hi to all the viewers and like doing games and stuff like that, and chatting and up the storm and something like that. And it took all your views of you just sitting around doing nothing as you play a video game. Just like yeah. it's copium, honestly. They just like it, yeah. But also it's like they're not working on their brand. So like instead of like actually working on their brand and trying to like better themselves as a streamer or something like that, they just blame others as well too. It's a versionary tactic as well too.
Yeah,
It's almost like girls are taught social management and care from a very young age, and boys are taught that others are supposed to care for them. And those skills translate in different ways to being streamers.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, and I think we should definitely they do something and change that like dynamic in society as well too, and like the patriarchy should definitely be like dismantled. But like yeah, that sort of thing of where like boys are taught to like that people are to like, be they should for being a man they are to be owed things as well too. And that's how like a lot of men think that they're owed sex as well too, and that's where the rape culture comes from. Let's see, so. Where was I going with this? What else would like to talk about? Oh, Isaiah, is do you want to like talk about the like the thing you asked in our like group chat?
yeah, I did. Okay, so just for the record, I'm not anti-Semitic.
Hmm.
But I guess sometimes I guess seeing all this coverage of this conflict definitely may and like just seeing how many people just literally just think that like because it's really hard to separate like it's like I don't like I don't know why so many people love Israel. I don't understand it. It's I mean okay, I'll put it this way. I'll put
Hmm.
it this way. Because sometimes because what I've noticed, especially like a while back, there would be like the liberal, so like white liberals would, especially white Jewish liberals, will try to equate the oppression of the Jews to the oppression of African Americans sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Or at least like I would hear it kind of like in tepid passing, right?
Hmm.
But then I'm thinking because, there was this one attack which was horrible, Hamas, not a fan of Hamas,
Hmm.
but I'm just like it's almost like people are trying to paint the Israelis as these innocent, harmless people and all of a sudden these big bad brown terrorists attack them and now we gotta like fawn over Israel or the Jewish people or the Jewish diaspora like and I'm like whenever like black folks were mistreated and treated like shit we got no sympathy we were always told to that no one cares about our suffering, no one cares about the problems we have, it's all our fault. But it's like these European Jews or these people that are in this that are where Israel is when they get attacked, it's like or when something happens to them, it's like let's pass bills like not let's pass bills where you can't criticize Israel,
Hmm.
let's do all this, let's do all that. And it's like I don't get it. Why do they think that they're entitled to everything when people in our country don't have universal health care? I'm gonna be honest, and if I'm ranting, you can stop me. But I was one time told by I want to say white liberals that adopted me,
Hmm.
who basically told me that you're not entitled to anything. I don't know if they meant it from the fact that I was a black person and that because I was one of the good ones that they felt the agency to say that because I wasn't going to react in such a harsh way. I don't know. But then I'm like, okay, but now this was like 10, 15 years prior where I wasn't like aware of how shitty this world is. But it got me thinking, it's like, okay, so Israel is entitled to these things, but Americans aren't. Americans are willing to talk themselves out of getting universal health care, but Israel can have it because reasons or because they're God's chosen people. Oh, and speaking and to that point, when I was a Christian, or at least when I wouldn't say I was a Christian, I was certainly questioning my religion. the last time that there was like a conflict between Israel and, I want to say this was Hamas, I want to say. This is back in 2013, 2014. And then, I talked to one of my Christian friends, one of my white Christian friends, and he said, and like I was asking, well, what's going on in the Middle East? Because, like I don't understand it. He was like, well, we just got to pray that God protects his children. God protects his children, his children. So out of all, so if you believe in the story that God made us all, we're all made in the image of God,
Mhm.
he seems to give a fuck about just these people,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
not everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And like as a black guy, it's like it hits you because it's like, oh, these people,
Mm-hmm.
the European descendants, he gives a fuck only about these people. Everyone else, I don't do you know how fucking horrible that kind of ideal is? Because
Yeah.
that's the same shit we were told, oh, blacks, oh, African Americans, they're not fucking God's creation. Of course we can enslave them and kill them.
Mhm.
Native Americans, they're like, this is the same shit that was told to our people, Joey's people, and all, and
Mhm.
and I'm just like,
Except that you're the lost Jewish people according to the Mormons.
yeah, yeah, that bullshit, and I'm just like, fuck Israel. These people aren't fucking special.
Mhm.
No one's special on this planet. Fuck this.
Yeah.
That makes me anti-Semitic. I don't give a fuck. I
So
don't give a shit.
Well,
Fuck you.
according to the government of Israel, it does.
Oh,
According
fuck.
to other people, it doesn't.
I don't
yeah,
give a
yeah.
fuck. What the government of Israel doesn't fucking pay my rent and feed me. I don't give a fuck what the government of Israel. The government of Israel can go fuck themselves.
Well, the government of Israel is also doing a genocide, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like I don't have a problem with you when you say about this conflict, but like everyone else, like the news media will talk about the conflict, and I understand they want to remain neutral, so that's why they say the conflict or the war against Hamas is on that. But no,
And I'm like,
this shit.
it's like you're making, but it's like when you sit there and say you can't. Oh, like, oh, let's cater to the Jews. Let's cater to the Jews. It's like you are making more people anti-Semitic by doing that because you're basically saying, oh, this group of people deserve more than everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's the same bullshit. Even though people have always told me that this book, like you're not entitled to everything. It's like, well, it seems that there's a fuck ton of entitlement for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot. I'm a nigger, so no one. So nothing for us. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. Okay, I understand. I can't believe it took me 10 years to figure that out. But hey, better late than never, right?
But no, yeah,
Fuck
you're.
Israel. Fuck
It,
Israel.
Yep, the like especially like politicians, the majority of politicians in the United States of America, and some would outright say it's like the Israel people, the Jewish people deserve more than like black people, even though like some do good.
Shit.
Yeah,
There's no shit. Fuck them.
yeah, yes. So let's be clear about that as well too. Don't worry. Like I said, Tara, it's okay to be against the government of Israel and to be against Zionists as well too. And
Mm-hmm.
like neither of those things make you anti-Semitic. As they're like we mentioned the shock doctrine, Naomi Klein. She's a Jewish woman, and she is a Jewish woman that is anti-Zionist. She's against Zionism. There are plenty of Jewish people that are against Zionism. There are plenty of Jewish people that don't agree with like the Israel government and what to do. Even people in Israel have been protesting against like the Benjamin Netanyahu government, the coalition and government as well too, because like Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't give a fuck about the hostages that Hamas is taking. Yes, Hamas says like, hey, take some hostages. That is true. We're not
Oh,
denying
well.
that. No one's denying that.
Okay, so
Difference is that Hamas treats its hostages well. Israel abuses its captives.
right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's dumb. Like I work at FSU, Florida State University. The Seminoles. That's what they call themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I know people Joey may not like, but that's take it up with them. The Seminoles, they call yeah, and it's like I used to actually work in the student union. On the third floor, there's a halal or halil, whatever the fuck they call it, and it's like and it's like they wrote it on the window. FSU stands with Israel. I'm like, you do, I don't.
Yeah.
Israel.
But that's
I,
why
I think you mean Hillel House.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Just
Mhm.
like I've never been to a black student union on campus. I don't know what these fucking places people box themselves in called. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, Israel, oh, FSU stands with Israel. No, you stand with Israel. I could give a fuck less.
It, I mean, we gotta remember as well too, as our friend Velvetcast would like to state as well too. Yes, he is Russian, but he does not agree with everything the Russian government does. As like
Hmm.
Velvetcast himself is very anti-Putin as well too. And so so like people are not their country or their nationality as well too. So like now some people can be proud of being like, well, American, being British, or like or being proud of being Brazilian or being proud of being Bolivian as well too. And like yeah, there's like the nuance in like the national sentiment. But if someone says I'm proud American, I am going to kind of sideline. It's like where's this going as well too? Because too many times when people would
I'm
say like
proud to be an American because they let me think I'm free. And this
yeah,
white penis is working great. I think I'll stick it out. My
Yeah.
penis.
I'll give it okay, here's another thing. Here's another thing too. So we still haven't gotten a police brutality bill passed.
yeah,
How
pretty
many
much.
bills have they passed that accuse people of it that that they'll fine you like it's some bullshit if you're anti-Semitic? How many
Mhm.
bills have they gotten over that horse shit? A lot.
It's because like there's bipartisan support for being like the freedom the land of the free, except you criticize Israel. So like
Yeah.
yeah, there's
Like fuck that. I can criticize it all the fuck I want.
what's like that's the thing. So like what and now granted, a lot of times you can just like be free to like criticize things too. But just like if you're, I'm still free to say the N word as well. I choose not to because I would have like social consequences for saying
Please
the N
don't.
word.
Please
Yeah, yeah.
don't.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I would lose you as a friend, as a Taylor, and
I
then
would
people.
probably have to say, as much as I love Geek,
Mhm.
I could this I can't do that.
Exactly.
I don't have to leave.
I'm not saying that you should love or be friends with someone, a white person that is feels okay with saying the N word or demands that he says the N word, like my younger brother says.
I
We're
would
not
probably
free to
I would
go
probably
ahead.
tell you like we can't be friends, but I hope you whatever consequence like I hope you learn from your experience,
Yeah,
but I don't know if we could be friends. Like
Tupac. Yeah, Tupac
I
said the same thing. He's like he's not saying that like racists should be in jail for being racist, something like that, but they're not allowed to eat at his table.
yeah.
Freedom
Mm.
association.
Well, I maintain the idea that I don't think anyone should say the N-word. I don't even
Mhm.
black folks.
Yep, that's fair.
I don't believe that there is a way to rehabilitate that word. That
Mhm.
word has been used like sure like in hip hop culture 30 plus years since like people have used that word, but all the history of that word before hip hop culture kind of began to appropriate it, it's still bad. You
Yeah.
can you cannot you cannot make up you cannot save a word that's been used for hundreds of years to demean people, but then like the last 40 years of the history be like, oh, it's a no, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't sit right.
Exactly.
But for
And
example, like okay, so I'm autistic,
mhm,
right? And there's so one of my favorite movies is Godzilla 1998. I know people hate
mhm,
it, whatever. So there's a scene where Hank Azaria is running with the camera to go see the monster,
mhm.
and I think one of the women in the movie was like, "Get back here, you R word," right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now I laughed at that
Mhm,
because I guess it was funny because
mhm,
I guess I'm the last generation to use that word. That's not a slur,
mm.
but but like I don't think like so yeah I don't know like I just don't think there's a way to rehabilitate the N word.
I mean, so in the and the LGBTQIA plus community, most people that I know, like Phoenix and I are ingredients here. The queer is like what used to be a pejorative that was used
Hmm.
against us as well too. But like we have like reappropriate queer studies, queer anarchism. Like I am gender queer as well too,
Yeah.
because like it's also for some of us like I'm demi-non-binary man plus the genderqueer demi-non-binary man plus the they he say pronouns and I'm polysexual as well too. But it's easier to say I'm queer. And so it's like short, and it's like, but like me Mulder, who's Swedish, said that like in Sweden that was not like reappropriated by like the LGBTQIA plus community. So she doesn't like to use the word queer, and like doesn't like to hear the word queer or something like that. And to according to Justice Gender, to like some of the people that she talks to, older gay men that lived during the AIDS epidemic in the 80s, where that was freely used as pejorative against gay men as well too, they personally have a emotional response to the word queer that's not positive as well too. And so it is a discussion of like, is it appropriate to use queer and not as well too. Not the saying that like queer is on the same level as the N-word, because yeah,
No.
if
Well, you gotta remember the N word was used to like right before you killed a black person. That was what you would say.
yeah,
I don't know if before people killed, I don't Matthew Shepard, did they use that like the word queer? I don't
they
know.
would they might
They,
have, but they probably would
they
use
had
the
a host of terms available to use as they beat him to death.
oh yeah, they have the F word rhymes with mag or like a maggot, which is like a mythical in the context of you referring to a cigarette. It's okay to use the like F word rhymes with mag. I'm using F word instead of like saying the actual word because I'm not a gay man. I'm polysexual, but I'm not attracted to men. So I don't feel it's my place to be able to use that word as a reappropriated like slur as well too. Like I'm not a trans woman, so I'm not gonna say it's okay for me to use the T word that rhymes with granny, or like I'm not gonna refer to like any trans women as like a trap as well too. And like now some trans women do actually refer to themselves as that, and there's discourse amongst trans women about that sort of thing as well too. But I know my lane, so you say it's not cool for anyone to say the N word. My white penis should not get into that conversation at all because I have no stake in that, and I should not have be in that conversation as well too. Again, I know my lane. Racists shouldn't be in jail for being racist, but the actions that caused them to be racist should like lead them and being in jail. Oh, so well, yeah. So it's kind of like if they like, I hate the T slur. Yeah, John Page, and that's the thing that like other trans women would wish that the other trans women would not refer to themselves as like the trap as well too, because like sometimes it's emotional, which like the so often that was used against them, with like the Amor Akbar meme as well too from like Return of the Jedi. I did find it funny when like Kevin Logan made the mention of that and said, "Yo, Amor Akbar was personally transphobic," because that was funny in context as well too. Um, in the context of Kevin Logan's video. Where was I going with that? I'm trying to remember. I don't anymore. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's not like it's like I'm not anti-Semitic. It's just I mean, I just feel like if black folks ever acted the way that Israel like it we would all been shot. It's just
Well,
like
according to Republicans, you do. They're wrong.
Mm, yeah.
well, I mean, considering the hypocrisy, I mean, at this point, whenever another police shooting of an unarmed black person happens, I mean, why not just burn the whole city down? If Israel is allowed to do it, well, fuck,
hmm
just take the brakes off.
Yeah.
That's it. But our struggle is never going to be accepted like that. So
Nope.
although
Honestly, the Israeli struggle isn't
although
either. It's only accepted
although
because it's happening over there.
although to be fair, I feel like the African American resistance to racism in this country is a bit more supported than the Palestinians' resistance to occupation. I have noticed that.
Hmm.
I look at
Among Democrats.
Yeah.
among Democrats. Yes, exactly. The Democrats will pass Juneteenth and make it a national holiday, which is why I actually did not have the off of work, but most of the plant was closed. But like, they're not going. The Democratic Party are going to like increase funding for like police. No,
Hmm.
Joseph Biden even like provided
We
more
don't need
funding.
less police. We need more police. Corn
Yep.
pop. Corn
We need
pop.
a we need a police state. That's
Yeah.
what we need.
My
Yeah.
favorite country in Africa is. Wait, I thought there were two G's.
Oh, you mean Niger? You mean
Niger.
Niger?
Niger, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you do look at the map, it does say. I
Yeah.
can't believe there's a country that actually has that word where it's like, oh my God,
There's Niger, Nigeria. Yep.
the French
Nigeria,
did
yeah.
not do this. I know France was racist as hell, but they didn't.
No, the French are racist as hell.
Oh, yeah, they are.
This.
They
If
did
you go
not.
back
They,
to 1914 and say in 10 years a country is going to fall to a dictator who's going to try and kill all the Jews in the world, they would have said, yeah, France really does hate Jews.
someone named that country. They were like Niger.
Yep.
Oh god,
What?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's true. But here in the UK, fag is used as a name of a cigarettes, and like it's also a type of a meatball. Language is funny as well too. I hate to like the slur trap,
And
too,
I think
because,
that
like,
just comes from the bundle of sticks that you light on fire and thus.
yeah. Oh yeah, which is. Which again, my coworker said, what's wrong with the word faggot? Because it's just a bundle of sticks. To which I said, yeah, the bundle of sticks is used to actually like kindle like a fire to get it started. Is also that's what it's used for. Yeah, how they prosecuted like gay men for like homosexual activities in the past was like throw them on set bonfire.
No, I'm actually pretty sure it came from an older bit of British slang. I hope you can excuse it, termed fagging. Where at private schools, younger boys would have to do chores for older boys or face beatings. They would have to polish their shoes, do their laundry, stuff like that. That was termed fagging. And since sexual abuse was rife in those institutions, I'm assuming that was part of it as well. And if I had to guess, that is where that came from.
The kind of hazing that David Cameron did with like a pig, I'm not surprised with that the British school system or the upper class British school system is like that as well too. Metro, you probably can confirm that. Not George R.P. said, I hate the slur trap too because it uses trans women who get like trapped by people who pretend to like love us, but then turn around and harm us. That's like the real trap. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly, yeah. That's a really like a good point, like George R.P. Grandson is like trying to like eat some of my like 2ED like 2 edition like D&D stuff. I may have to like put him in the cellar. Hopefully the cellar means something else as well too. It's like you just put him in the basement and put him in this crib or something like that because like hey, just saying that out loud, I may have to put him in the cellar. It's like my mind is going wild. I would just say that. Yeah. So yeah, don't worry, Isaiah.
Practicing the grand old British tradition of throwing children into the cistern. Although that's mostly associated with the Catholic Church, I think.
Do you guys want to know what movie I'm watching tonight? Dinner and a Sunday night movie?
Okay, no. Let me try to guess. Hall 13?
No.
It's not Twister. It's not Twisters.
Oh, is it Wolverine and Deadpool?
No, I don't. I mean, I have to go to a theater for that, so no.
Okay. So it's tonight. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, Space
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
No, actually.
Oh
psych!
wow.
Psych! I'm actually watching this tonight. Oh shit.
Contact.
Oh no, that's a great one. I should rewatch Contact. Honestly, the Carl Sagan movie.
Yeah, but I will get around to watching Fast Times.
Phoebe Cates. Nice tits.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, best bikini scene of all time.
Yep. No, like video rental stores were just like saying their VHS tapes were getting worn out because people would pause and rewind. That specific scene is always at that part.
Yep, just like Kentucky Fried Movie.
I'm gonna be honest. Whoever was we're not honest, but I'm wondering whoever was like working the video rentals when they would get this movie back, did they like put like a black light on it to see how much jizz was on it?
I don't think they want to know.
Just asking, 'cause I'm sure
that is the sort of thing. Let's see. Diary of a Porn Clerk. So that's still Allie Davis, True Porn Clerk Stories. Yep. This is a blog that went on for a long time. It is now a book that you can buy. True Porn Clerk Stories by Allie Davis. She worked for years at a video rental place. This was before Netflix destroyed them, obviously. This was a small place. It was an independent place, so not Blockbuster. So they had a back room for the adult movies. And she had a lot of horror stories. There were a lot of people who would just be basically showing up on the day, like at the minute, they'd like be banging on the door on New Porn Day. Like every week they would get new movies, and these people would come in, rent movies, take them out, and a few of them would come back in a few minutes later, not having had enough time to watch the movies, return them, rent new movies, leave, come back, and do this, basically incorporating the clerks into their masturbation process. And then, yes, I don't know if you can still hear me, Izzy. They would sometimes get DVDs returned with stuff on them.
Yeah. Well, I was just
First
wondering-
offense, they would just clean it off, make a note. Second offense, they would ask the person not to do it again. Third offense, they would hand it back to them and ask them to clean it. And then the person would say, it wasn't on there. Dude, it's your thumbprint.
I was just wondering because I know, I mean, since that's a very well-known like scene, I was just wondering if people ever like whacked off to it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
imagine they did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't joking about a Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah.
There was a bit in the middle, Catholic high school girls in trouble.
Yep.
And one of my friends said that, yep, in the days before the internet, he and his friends would go to the place and rent it because it was only PG-13, despite the titty scene.
I think the Kentucky Fried Movie.
It might have been R-rated, but it wasn't
I think it's
technically porn,
R-rated.
so they could rent it.
Yes, exactly. No, it's a legit movie. I'd say it's a funny movie as well too.
It hasn't aged well.
I agree that it probably hasn't aged well too.
It has a bit where it has a guy riffing on being, what's his name, Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a stuntman, and he walks into the middle of a group of black guys sitting in an alley, yells out the N-word, and then runs away. And that's his death-defying stunt.
Yep.
Not funny. Has not aged well.
Some of the movies
What about
have
16 Candles.
16. Oh yeah, I did see that movie.
16 Candles, also racist, but it didn't use any slurs, I don't think.
Right. So that's like.
And also, it had sexual assault.
Oh, there's also that. Well, that was common in the 80s. So like the Revenge.
It was
of the
common in
Nerds.
John Hughes movies.
Well, yeah,
I've
it's
thought
common.
about his filmography, and I'm pretty sure the only movie he made that didn't have sexual assault was Home Alone.
Yeah, pretty much. Home Alone? Oh, you mean the Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Because Home Alone was Christopher Columbus.
She jumps into the pool to save what's his name, Cameron, at the end, and he uses that to attempt to give her an unwelcome kiss.
I'm
Oh
gonna be-
yeah.
Sexual assault.
Okay.
Oh, what about oh shit, The Sandlot. What about that scene where
Same thing.
Wendy
And later they
Pepper-
got married, so that made it okay. Fucking. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't John Hughes. That sounds more like Zemeckis.
Oh, you're right. That John Hughes did wrote and produce like Home Alone, but it was Christopher Columbus that directed it. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Everyone talks about Home Alone. Steve hates it, but I hate Home Alone? No, but that's only because I watch it with my mom every fucking Christmas. So,
I enjoy it.
Sometimes we do.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying like, I mean, looking at it now and looking how like back then, like it was okay. This wealthy family needs their shit. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of. Well, definitely there's some like classic analysis as well too, since like Joe Pesci down in Stern, the like wet bandits as well too. Oh, that like they are just like impoverished like people that like resort to like means like and to crimes in order to like get by as well too. But yet they're shown as the villain as well too. Well, a rich kid and like from a rich family
In
they
a
could just-
very large home in the
a
suburbs
very
of
large home,
Chicago.
yes. In suburbs of
I
Chicago as
mean,
well.
back then, it wouldn't have cost $250,000, but that was $1 million family home.
Yes, it was.
I wonder how he afforded it. Was it like was he a day trader or did he do organized crime or both?
Both the parents were working is the implication that you get.
Mhm. But I think that like that is like really up there in like the managerial class and that sort of thing too.
They're both ambiguously white collar workers.
Yeah.
In
It
the
is
in
very much an upper middle class white family, as you can
at
tell
the
by the lawn jockey.
at
Yeah.
the yeah, at the end of, Reaganomics and the end of the Cold War. I mean,
It
that's
was,
like
They had a
yeah, I think
history.
it was 88, wasn't it?
No, Home Alone was 1990.
1990,
90.
yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that was the middle of George H.W. Bush.
Yep.
we were only 1 year away from the Gulf War, the last war of the 21st century that my dad was 20th century that my dad was in.
Good boy, Joe
we were
McClure.
2 years away from our first black president.
That's right, Bill Clinton.
Oh, Bill Clinton! I was like, no, Bill Clinton.
They actually called him that.
Yeah, they did call him that.
Tommy Morrison did she?
Yeah.
He played the saxophone on Arsenio Hall. That made him black.
He was poor. He was white trash, Arkansas white trash.
Oh no, he was rich, white trash.
He was rich. Yeah, he was rich right there.
But then why is he from Hope? Why does he try to pretend? Why does Bill Clinton try to pretend he's like
Everybody tries to pretend they're poor.
Yeah, like, he likes to say I'm from Hope, Arkansas, podunk, but then he acts like he's like
He went to Yale.
He's like
He went to Georgetown and Yale. Okay.
That's why everyone likes Jimmy Carter, because Jimmy Carter actually was from Podunk.
Well, his family owned real estate.
Yeah.
He was the descendant of slave owners, almost certainly. Without looking at his background, I feel almost certain that that's the case.
So yeah, let's see. Catching up with like live chat. Hell, the Christmas vacation scene that doesn't like even show the like breast buzz implies it was part of my awakening. I have not seen Christmas vacation as well too, but like yeah, that's like
fun.
Last year I watched Home Alone 2. John Trippi said last year I watched Home Alone 2 and forgot that Trump made a cameo. He did. Like, I was like, that motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. And fair point, Joe McClory. Day trading is legal organized crime.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what other things that I want to talk about?
Have we had any presidents that were like working class or poor that became the president? Have we ever had any of them?
I doubt it, honestly. At this point, I really doubt it.
Looking at Clinton's personal history, he has a better claim than most.
Sure. Yeah.
His birth father was a traveling salesman who died in a car accident a few months before Clinton was born. His mother, that turned out that marriage was bigamous, and that didn't count. She later remarried to a guy named Roger Clinton Sr., who co-owned an automobile dealership in Hot Springs, Arkansas, with his brother and Earl T. Ricks. So, owning an automobile dealership in the 50s probably made them, co-owning, I should say, probably made them fairly well off. That's how he was able to end up in Georgetown and Yale. That said, Clinton probably did put in some work there himself. Remember, he was a Rhodes Scholar, which is pretty significant. It's not something you can easily buy your way into.
Yeah. I like to say that I'm, I wouldn't say I like, because my mom, I was a single mom, working class, so I wouldn't say I was from Podunk because I'm from Tallahassee. So I'm definitely very working class, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, being from a small town versus a big town is less important than having money. And it sounds like Clinton didn't grow up with that. It sounds like he got it. It says that he had scholarships to go to Georgetown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and one last thing about presidents. I remember like my guidance counselor back in like 6th grade. I think she was trying to like lecture. I think maybe it was 7th, but she was trying to like lecture us about, we shouldn't fail our classes because guess what, everybody? George Bush had a C average and he still got to be president. And I'm like, that's not something to brag about.
Yeah, he was also the son of an oil millionaire. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom would have kicked my ass.
He was the descendant of wealth from generations back, going up to Connecticut. Okay.
Yeah.
and yeah, GW,
So
not something to aspire to.
He could afford to be stupid. Oh, us can't. We can't.
yeah, I mean, think about this, and like many Hassan has mentioned that, and like since like the 1980s, we've always had like Bush, Clinton, and or Biden on the presidential candidate like voting ballot until this election.
I wanted Michelle Obama to run. Then we could be ruled by a black royal family for the first time.
I don't know how much I'm in favor of that, but I'm not sure if like Michelle Obama has like whole political office as well too, which is like um only my like it's like the nitpick against Michelle Obama. So otherwise, it's just like it should be another Obama, and I have my issues with like Barack Obama as he's like just very conservative as well too. He campaigned to like the far left as well, or like left of like center, and then he moved back to like the right wing once he got into office, which is what Clinton did as well too.
I
So
still remember where I was when Obama got elected in 2008. I was actually living in a very rural part of Florida,
Mhm.
and although it was mostly African American, so I guess that's good. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, unless Hillary is VP is made VP mytho. Oh my God, that's possible. Man, I sure the right will hate that with two
The
women
right would
as
hate
like,
that, and the Democrats aren't that stupid.
yeah.
right. They could do another white women as well too, because I'm sure Kamala
Mhm.
Harris is trying to like pick her VP and something like that. As it shows she's looking to the
It's going to be a
fight.
white guy, and I don't think it's going to be Pete
Sure.
Buttigieg. I'm pretty sure it's going to
Oh
be
God.
I want
a
to be
military guy if they can find one.
Oh yeah, military
oh
guy
well,
would be good.
well shit. Mark Kelly and Wes Moore, Steve's governor of Maryland. Although Mark
Westmore.
Kelly, I don't know, because now he
Westmore.
supports Israel, I think. Like,
Kamala Harris will support Israel in
Kamala Harris
some
is going to
respect.
support Israel.
Yeah,
Mark. How many times have you been to space and you've seen Earth with no borders and you're still going to support Israel?
so it hasn't been some. Well, there's been other astronauts that like went to space, and then like after they came back, and like in later years, it became very conservative as well too. Like there
I'm
were
trying
some
to
of the
remember
Russian
his name. A famous guy who was part of a radically progressive TV show. He played a captain in space from Iowa. His name,
Oh,
the character's name
William
was
Shatner.
James.
Really shot there.
He's
No,
been
he
to
didn't say
space, and that guy's a fuckboy.
He's Canadian. Doesn't count. We're talking about Americans, not Canadians.
But the character James C. Kirk was from Iowa.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that William Shatner has been to space, and he's still a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought he was cool.
Nope,
Oh,
nope.
no. Well, he might have been improved by his trip to space, but I very much doubt it. He has spent 50 fucking years being 60 fucking years being an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah.
I think if I hear something about Picard, like, or John Patrick Stewart doing something fucked up, that's gonna really fucking break
Oh
my
yeah,
heart.
but apparently, him and Magneto, they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, so yeah. Him and Ian McKellen as well too.
That's what I was saying.
you know,
Magneto.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Interesting enough. So I went to the Home Alone Wikipedia to look confirm like it was 1990, and like, oh right, yeah, John Hughes did Brighton and Peru's Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. In 2023, Home Alone was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as cultural, historical, and artistic significance.
It is
like,
a pretty iconic film. It is
true,
very, very good at what it does. It doesn't promise to be anything
true.
groundbreaking, or it's just very, very good comedy.
Yeah,
But that makes me wonder. Okay, it's like what other like films have been like nationally archived in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress?
Boys in the Hood.
I can see it. Boys in the Hood.
That's black comedy. That's not the same thing.
No, but black experience is still the American experience.
No,
Oh wait, no,
agree
sorry,
with
I'm thinking Sippin' Gin in the Juice. Don't. It's a very long title, and I'm having trouble remembering it.
Don't be a menace by saying boys in the hood. Even
Oh, hold on, wait, no, Isaiah, you are correct. Boys in the Hood was actually like submitted to the National Film Registry in 2002.
I know I'm right because I did the research. Hey, we're
Oh.
artistic. We do research on shit people don't care about.
Weird Al's Canadian. Nobody gives a shit about Weird Al.
No, I would, yeah, Joe McClure, I'm with you there. No, Weird Al Yankovic's not Canadian. He grew up in Southern California. I know that for sure. I've seen the complete album.
He's honorarily Canadian, I think. It's the hair.
I can't wait till Taylor Swift and Beyonce endorse Kamala Harris. It's gonna be an
Yeah, that will
Afro.
happen.
It's gonna be an Afro.
Apparently, there's been a lot of activism registering to vote around Taylor Swift concerts.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be an Afro-Asian. Excuse me. It's gonna be an Afro-Aryan power hour if Taylor Swift and Beyonce endorse Kamala Harris.
Together, yeah, that would be something as well.
Hey,
So yeah,
catless single cat ladies will save us. Thank God.
Honestly, though, I don't expect either of them to come out and openly endorse Kamala.
No.
But I do expect both of them to be subtly in favor of the not white supremacist rapist piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember,
I am happy that more white women are now fixing to vote for a Asian African. What's good? I'm happy my white female friends finally put down their Emmett Till.
Well, they're finally standing up for abortion rights.
yeah, exactly, and that's so. Again, it's like it's a good thing that like Biden is stepping down, like, and he's like endorsing Kamala Harris, and everyone else also seemed to just like go right behind Kamala Harris as well too. So it looks like the Democratic convention will just.
Although DEI hire is now the new N-word.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're using that instead of like N-word as well too. So it's like,
how is she a DEI hire? I don't.
because she's
a black woman.
They
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
No, like I get why they don't like her, but I mean, she was a prosecutor.
No, you don't understand. As far as they're concerned, no black person or woman ever deserves their job. They only get it because of affirmative action. DEI is the new affirmative action as far as they're concerned.
As opposed to rich white folks who get it who basically con whoever it is to get the position first. I see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, how can they be black astronauts? Black people don't know how to fly airplanes. Well, if you don't teach them, then I guess they won't know how to fly an airplane now, would they?
So look at the list of the National Film Registry, because like I just got kind of curious, and like it does like seem to be like a lot of films that like a lot of the films that you would expect of like
you're gonna find a lot of racist John Wayne movies in there, I bet you.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot. Well, Birth of a Nation is already in here.
Yeah.
God. Oh, you know what else is in there? I bet Do the Right Thing. I had to think about it.
Spike Jones. Yeah.
Yep, Do the Right Thing. Yep. Well, again, we already got Boys in the Hoods, and so definitely there will be like some of those like movies that are significant amongst the like African Americans and Black people.
The Color Purple.
Let's see, 12. Well, also like 12 Years a Slave is in here. 12 Angry Men is in here though. See 42nd Street. The African Queen. Airplane is in here in the National Registry, but it was a really popular movie. Let's see. I can see how like some of these are just like really like oh man, I think Steve Shives will hate it that Apollo 13 is in the National Film Registry as well too.
Robert Zemeckis.
I'm
guessing it's Robert Zemeckis because it has Forrest Gump and Lieutenant Dan.
That's a good. Well, let's see. No, actually, Apollo 13 is like Ron Howard because his younger brother is also in Apollo 13.
Apollo 13, the Howards are all over that fucking film. Even his daughter Bryce is.
So instead of being the director who only makes films glorifying the Happy Days, it's the director who was in Happy Days.
Yes, exactly.
Robert Zemeckis is a white supremacist apologist.
Agreed, because like even though like everyone loves Forrest Gump as well too, it's just like that's like there's a lot of anti-left sentiment in Forrest Gump as like
I don't like
cut covers.
I didn't really like Forrest Gump when I saw that scene where Forrest basically just magically threw his leg braces off. That
Mm,
was the most ableist shit I've ever seen in a movie.
yeah.
Exactly.
And
Oh,
the
you
movie
know,
Zemeckis spends the entire movie demonizing and vilifying Jenny. A
yeah.
victim of abuse who struggled to survive her entire life, he paints her as nothing but a whore who deserved to die, who was redeemed by Forrest's love and still deserved to die.
That's why I can't
Fuck
really
that bullshit.
That's why I really can't enjoy that movie because it's like and like after I heard Steve and Steve Shives and what's his other
Jason Harding.
yeah, Jason Harding, after I heard their review about it, I was like, yeah, this movie kind of blows because like Jenny, I thought Jenny's story Jenny, I thought Jenny's story was more like I was more interested in Jenny's story than
She's
I
the
was.
more compelling character.
Yeah.
Not the guy who blithely drifts through life and never, ever, like, he never did anything to deserve any of that except to be a good person and love his mama.
And
He's a
I'm like,
good boy, loves his mama, loves Jesus, and America too. She's a bad girl, she's a filthy hooker, she deserved to die for breaking his heart. Fuck that
I'm
movie.
free falling. I'm sorry.
No, he's free to run.
Yeah,
Oh God, gonna win this with the film registry. Of course it is.
yeah. I just didn't. I mean,
If you like Gone with the Wind, you're a white supremacist and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Unfortunately, my mom also likes Gone with the Wind, but I think she likes it for other reasons.
And the thing about Forrest Gump too, especially when it's shown that he just fucks his way through history. I'm like, for someone who was mentally challenged back
No,
like,
as far as we know, he only had sex once in his life. He
In the
fuckboyed
South.
his way through history.
like for someone who was probably who like life would have never been that easy for someone
He
who
grew
said,
up on a plantation house.
Yeah.
no, he would have been in a home somewhere, like no, you don't.
His mama had money.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is just like I hate it more now when we talk about it because it's just like this movie is like nothing but like like it's like historical Easter eggs for real people. Oh, remember that? Remember that? Hey, remember that? It's like, but what's the movie trying to tell me? Oh, you can be a gullible dumbass and just fuck your way through history, and then okay, so like what? I care more about Jenny than I did Forrest. I didn't give a
Yeah.
fuck about Forrest. I care about Jenny's story, and it's just like because in the movie it's basically saying this woman has been abused, she's been treated like shit, but I guess
By everyone around her her entire life.
because she's
She
a
grew up
woman,
dirt poor, unlike Forrest.
Yep.
it's like fuck you for fuck you. Like you had a character Jenny that had a much more compelling story. You wanted to focus on this dope right here. Get the
Mhm.
fuck out of here.
It's interesting. Look at the National Film Registry as well too. I can see how like someone can like you take this as project. It's like watching every single one of these like movies to like see if they agree that this is of social significance or if they enjoy it or not as well too. Because like yep, there's a lot of like big, huge, popular movies as well too. Like hold on,
But you also get ones that are only on there because they're part of the film school curriculum. Birth of a Nation.
Yeah,
Gone with the Wind.
yeah, Birth of a Nation. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I did wonder what other like films have like a cultural significance would be get on here because
Let's see.
like,
Is An American in Paris on there?
Why is it?
I think it would be, but Top Gun is in here too.
What about Independence Day? Is that in there?
Oh, actually, that might be like a good question because that's like not that it's like as contemporary or anything like that. Let's see.
American in Paris is in the National Film Registry, and I think it shouldn't be because it's a fucking bad movie.
Oh, wait,
there's this love triangle between Gene Kelly and two women, and they don't actually resolve it. It's just like at the end of the movie, one of the women shows up and he leaves with her for no fucking reason, and then it's a 20-minute ballet. Literally, it's just Gene Kelly dancing for 20 minutes. The movie just fucking gave up on having a plot.
Is Rambo in the National Film Registry?
That's
First Blood is what it would be called.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Vertigo's in here, and I hate that movie because I don't understand why that movie. I just can never get behind that movie. I didn't care about
It
like
looks
my
like it
first
is not.
my first Alfred Hitchcock movie was The Birds, and I did not realize how fucking long that movie was.
Of course, Forrest fucking Gump it would be in this like film registry thing.
Of course, because it's not about what's good. It's not like if what's his name, Sly. If Stallone had died after First Blood and Rocky, he would be remembered as a fucking genius film writer.
Yeah, Rocky would be in here. That one I can definitely see being here because and it was.
I mean, First Blood should be. It's a film about a veteran who is abused when he comes home. He has nothing. He can't get a job. He's trying to get by. He's trying to be polite. And he gets abused horrifically. And yeah, he snaps.
Yeah.
It's an action movie that has a real heart to it.
Yeah, and then they decided to, make two others.
And then the sequels are bullshit, but...
Yes, exactly.
It's like this traumatized war veteran comes back, but let's throw him back over where he was. It's like you had a movie that was a good commentary about the mistreatment of veterans, and then you threw that away for your Reagan bullshit about
not even the mistreatment of veterans, the mistreatment of soldiers. The fact that this is what he was made into by what he experienced there.
God.
Wow. I was like wondering, wait, Dracula is in here twice? There was like the 1931 Dracula, but that turns out to be the American one with like sorry. No, it's
Bela Lugosi?
Yeah, Bela Lugosi. But there's a second Dracula, but that was so the Bela Lugosi Dracula was introduced in 2000 to the National Film Registry. But it's a Spanish language horror movie directed by George Melford, also called Dracula. That like based off the same novel as well too, but like it's different people that admitted, and that was
Citizen Kane.
The Citizen Kane. I know that because Citizen Kane would be there as well too.
Doctor Strangelove, Gone with the Wind, Grapes of Wrath.
There's some like movies that I do agree should be in
Maltese
here, like
Falcon.
Yes,
I mean, I've seen it. It's a good movie. I don't know if it really belongs there. Maybe it was just so iconic as film noir.
Yeah, exactly. Iron Man's in here, which actually kind of like makes sense because it started the MCU and it was really popular.
And it was pretty groundbreaking. It was very groundbreaking in a lot of ways. Yes. Jeff Bridges described it as a $200 million student film because of the way it was filmed.
That's
because it's like basically they were coming up with the script on the fly, making changes. It was,
wow.
It was very much by the seat of their pants. Not a sure thing. Godfather, of course.
Yeah, Godfather, of course.
I'm not recognizing a lot of these.
Yeah, The Matrix is in here, so I do agree that should be in here. Oh, Memento, now that's a great movie, honestly. Just like
2001, I don't like, but I hate Stanley Kubrick.
I like 2010, the year we made Contact, more than 2001. 2001 is good stoned.
National Lampoon's Animal House is in here because, of course, it is. There has to be like a titty film in here at some point.
Wait, is Clueless in there?
No.
I
bet you $1 it's not.
Okay,
it is
all
not.
Right.
Of course, neither is Clue. Clue should be in there.
That is despicable if it's not in there, but okay, I get it.
Annie Hall, yeah, I can see that.
It's Clueless is not in here, but Clerks is in here. Well done, Kevin Smith.
I can kind of see Clerks as well.
He caught lightning in the bottle, and there was like a cultural.
He really, yeah, like that was 1995, 1996,
94.
No, I'm just saying that he captured the mid 90s there.
Right, exactly. I agree. Yeah. Crow is the Crow on here.
Is Space Jam in there?
Oh, no, I don't want Space Jam to be.
Space Jam is nothing with cartoons is ever going to be in here.
Oh no, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Not even the Iron Giant.
I was going to say Who Framed Roger Rabbit might be the only exception.
No, Wally is in here as well.
Oh, okay.
What about the Iron Giant?
Probably not.
I gotta look for
that one. Didn't film. That didn't break box office.
Yeah, sometimes
everyone I've known says they fucking love that film, including yours truly.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people.
And they'd even showed up in Ted Lasso as a thing that can make grown men cry.
Unfortunately, no.
Iron Horse, Iron Man, no Iron Giant.
No Iron Giant, so disappointing. But like no, some like anime movies like well the Disney movies like the 1989 like Mermaid and like Beauty and the
Really? The
Beast.
Little Mermaid?
The Little Mermaid, 1989 Little Mermaid's
Why?
in here. It came just before the like renaissance of Disney as well too, because it was first Little Mermaid, then it was Aladdin. I think it was Aladdin afterwards,
What
and
about
then
Pocahontas?
oh no, I don't want Pocahontas to be in here.
Ooh, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck you,
Little
Pocahontas.
Mermaid was the start of the Disney Renaissance, but it's not really
Yeah, I know, we
great
can argue
in
about.
any way.
I mean,
I mean,
just
it
like
did
any
have a
film.
black guy,
Yeah, I did.
literally a magical Negro again.
Although
Yeah.
to Pocahontas' credit, that was my first exposure to Native American history.
Such
Congratulations,
as it
America.
is.
Congratulations,
The
America.
Lion King is in here too.
No, I'm surprised about the Lion King. It's just like
Lion
it's,
King,
it-
Little
it's not-
Mermaid, Little Nemo. Wait, no, I'm thinking
that's like
Finding
that's-
Nemo. That's a totally different
Yeah.
thing. Little
Okay,
Nemo's
I
from
thought
1911.
Yeah, this is the 1911 Little Nemo. It's a very different one.
Lord of the
Yeah, absolutely.
Rings.
I fucking love Finding Nemo.
The Finding Nemo's great, honestly, but I don't think that's in here.
Magnificent Seven, definitely.
Yeah, this cultural significance as well too. Even though no, Seven Samurai is much better, but this is the national film industry in the USA, so
Yeah.
this Samurai 7 would not
Yeah,
be in
yeah,
here
yeah.
at all.
About the last.
It's not going to have anything from
no
outside of America.
last time. Yeah, it's not going to have it. It has to be like.
And it's not going to have The Last Samurai because that's a shitty movie.
Yeah, I agree. Robert Zemeckis, isn't it right?
It's Tom Hanks. Oh,
It's Tom
God.
Cruise and who knows.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Hanks.
The Last of the Mohicans is in here, but nope, no Last Samurai. The Last of the Mohicans, but no Last
Last of the
Samurai.
Mohicans. We're
rewatch that
gonna make
movie.
you milk this movie. We're gonna make you like this movie through hypnosis by making you hear the same goddamn sound over and over and over and over and over and over.
That was actually used as torture for some people. They actually used that for some torture from those people.
You know what movie that?
A League of Their Own. Okay, another Tom Hanks movie.
Yes.
Is Twister in
No.
there?
I doubt it. I honestly doubt that. Because
I'm just gonna go ahead and say no, and I'm gonna. Rocky Horror is in there.
Armageddon.
Wow.
is- What about Armageddon?
No, fuck no! I don't want Armageddon.
What the
in
fuck is
there
wrong with you?
anymore.
Shawshank Redemption. Okay.
Makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, come on. No one can argue with Shawshank. Come on.
Yeah. Those President's Men.
Although it wouldn't be on there if it wasn't for Ted Turner.
Yeah. Apocalypse Now. No
Strangers on a
Armageddon.
Train.
What about Star
Sunset
Wars?
Boulevard.
No. I seen if Return of the Jedi is in this list, then all three of the original trilogies in this list. I was know for sure that the Empire Strikes Back was going to be in this list because again, if they have Return of the Jedi, they will have Star Wars.
Yeah, they do have Star Wars.
Oh
No! That movie was that movie was fun and funny, but not good.
Wait, we didn't get to, but we saw the bus jump over this fucking freeway.
Shush, 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 shush.
No. It is really just like it's not just like popular movies, but yeah, sometimes like popular movies can just get in here as well too. But it's popular movies that have like
The Thin Blue Line.
Superfly's in here. That's interesting, but like it's black exploitation as well too.
Yeah.
So I did see the remake Superfly. I thought I kind of like it as well too. But more it's like makes me want to watch the original Superfly.
What about
Superman?
Memphis?
Okay.
What about
Yeah,
Memphis
Superman would be in.
Belle? What about that one?
Which one?
Memphis. Is it called Memphis Belle? The B-17 with the B-17, the bomber. The movie about that.
Ooh, there are some like war movies like Patton's in
Memphis
here,
Belle
but
is in there. Documentary from 44.
Yeah. What
They
is
do
that?
have, yeah, they have like documentary films out there, so the cultural significance, like For Real Girls. I can understand why that is in there. They have the March of Time inside Not
Midnight Cowboy.
What about the right stuff? Is that in there?
I can see the right stuff being in here. Honestly,
Let's see. Yes, it is.
Yep, the right stuff is in here. And we could sit here for a long time, just like going over the film history.
Scarface,
It's like,
Schindler's List. Yeah.
I can see Scarface, the Schindler's List. Yes, exactly. Pink Flamingos is in here because
I
a
think-
lot of people know that movie.
I think this movie should be there for 20 years.
No.
No, it was not popular. I'm sorry.
Again, that was a thoroughly mediocre movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love Brendan Fraser's quirky bumbling ass and
Okay, I'm going to look for The Mummy. Let's see if that one's
okay,
in here.
okay.
Almost
We can
certainly.
put an Asian movie in there. Okay, we can go with the Mummy.
Sorry,
Nope, no
I would
mummy.
bet, but the Mummy could be in here because it's popular enough and culture its own. But the
And
Mummy
it was
movie
one of
is.
the Hammer horror films. It's kind of iconic.
Oh yeah. It's
Oh no,
like
I was thinking. Oh, the original, not the Brendan Fraser movie.
yeah, the original's not in here either.
No,
And
no, it's
like
not. That's the one I
I
was
think
surprised about. I wasn't even considering Brendan. I'm not going to be surprised to not see a Brendan Fraser movie in this list.
sorry, no Blast of the Past because not many people know about that
Oh
movie.
man, I fucking
I'm
love
not going to even look for Blast of the Past.
Encino
It's
Man.
like no. So I don't know if any Brendan Fraser movies that would be in here, honestly. Because
Wait,
like
The
is
Whale
Mean,
was trying for Oscar bait.
is
yeah,
Mean Girls in there?
No.
The Mean Girls could be in there, but like I
Shut
can
John.
see.
No, it's about girls.
Nope, no Mean Girls. Mean Streaks, but no
Shit.
Mean Girls.
Oh
So
shit.
give now Mean Girls. I can see Mean Girls getting in here. Give it some time.
Yeah.
Because like there are many films that like because they do the film registry every year and it's like new films that get into it and like sometimes like it takes a long time for some films to get in here. Sometimes just like 20 years, but just like with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, just like give it some time.
I had
Uh,
such a crush on Lindsay Lohan from that movie back in the day.
yeah. But
I had
anyway,
such
I
a
think
crush on her from sucking cocaine.
No, this was before this was before that. She was
Uh,
she was
No,
just coming she was just coming from Parent Trap and then she went to Mean Girls and then she did Freaky Friday and a bunch of other stuff and you know
mm, yeah. So there's yeah, we can Beauty and the Beast, another like animated movie that's in here. So it's like okay,
I'm guessing there were just a lot of people making that decision who were children in the early 90s. That's the only
probably.
explanation. Or else they were
Yeah,
parents of small children in the early 90s.
Listen, Beauty and the Beast was nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture and like had 3 of their songs in like Best Original Song that year.
Let's see.
Beauty and the Beast was a cultural touchstone when it came out, and it still hold up as well too. That was probably the high profile like live action remake that they did as well when they did the live action remakes, and it was mediocre.
last one is Titanic in there.
Oh god, you had to bring up Titanic.
I'm gonna be pissed if Titanic's not in there.
It probably won't be.
Now I can see. Now, sorry, Metro, we bring up Titanic again, but like it's in there.
I'm sorry,
No. Titanic. Kate Winslet's tits did made it into the National Film Registry. Titanic's in there. It made $1 billion.
Well, I'm glad I don't live with Mithril because I would want to go to the Titanic Museum in Belfast if I was living in the UK. So
Yeah.
it was like, oh my god, I'm not going to that fucking museum. That's my British accent, by the way.
Oh, what's this documentary film? The film Thin Blue Line. Okay, okay. So it is about like police as well too, but like hopefully it's a thing that's critiquing the police as well. So Thin Blue Line is in here, but also this is Tap is in here. So
Fifth Element in there. Fifth Element.
No.
No,
absolutely not.
I don't think that was again, we can be here all day going over this as well too. You can just okay, here's Isaiah, here is I'm just going to provide the link. I'll provide the link in our group chat.
Die Hard better be in there.
How was end the fucking show already?
Yeah, we're 15 minutes. It's over.
Yes. But okay.
So Isaiah Taylor, do you have anything to want to promote?
I don't, but we're about to end the show right when I'm getting drunk. Fuck.
You can.
Dude, it's not even 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaiah Taylor has like his Instagram of like Galactic Cosplay Crafts. I'm Summer and Geek on YouTube and Twitch, and I'm gonna be streaming today after I get off the call. Probably just gonna play Fortnite if I really want to as well too. He wants to promote Jay Drinking. And I'm not going to do that, Joe McClory as well too. Thank you so much. I'll thank you to our patrons, Joe McClory, Ely, the Fuck Boys, Mithro, Von Rack, Marty. Thanks so much for giving us money. We like pay like for the Zoom call and whatever else we like don't need for the money for. It just goes to Phoenix or whoever. Please consider giving money to like Joan Roberts. She had received money today, but last night she didn't have any food and she didn't have the money for food, so
I
she
do
did
have one
not.
thing to promote.
George, go ahead.
I'm making a new I'm making a helmet for my new outfit. So that orange Aces suit or launch entry suit.
Yeah.
I'm making a helmet for it. So
Yeah, they
I
had
have
to
an
switch from white to orange because they stopped recruiting solely from white guys from the South.
probably.
That's a clan joke.
I didn't get it because I don't. So yeah, I'm building another helmet. So
Okay. I'm going to remember bring up another movie from the film registry, but since we already mentioned it earlier, last month at Richmond Heights is on the National Film Registry.
Because of Phoebe Cates.
It is. And because of like again,
And also it's Nicolas Cage's first role.
No, you're thinking of Sean Penn.
Forrest Whitaker's in that movie too.
I don't think Nicolas Cage was in. Maybe Nicolas Cage was in Batman's Reasonable Night, but anyway,
Forrest Whitaker was in that movie too.
Probably was as a young Forrest Whitaker.
Yep.
Anyway.
Nicolas Cage had an uncredited thing as one of the soda jerks at the fast food place in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay, I was wrong. Fantasia's also in here too. That's quite a movie. Anyway, I'm Summer Geek on YouTube. What?
Did they say Fantasia or Anastasia? Because I'm trying to
Fantasia.
Almost certainly Fantasia.
I don't want Anastasia to be in here. That's the movie was not good. Anyway, so we're ending the show. I am Summer Geek on like all the social medias, Blue Sky, Twitter, co-host, Tumblr, Threads, and like I'm also Summer Geek on Twitch and like YouTube. I'm going to be streaming. I'm probably going to stream Fortnite after I get off this call and set up the stream. John Brockman, you're part of another podcast, aren't you?
Yes, Dungeons and Debacles. We play D&D, and technically we're the good guys, but actually we're not because we're cops.
Yep. All right. Don't forget to practice like self-care. Don't forget to like if you have any extra money, please consider giving it to like Jordan Roberts or Phoenix or to Phoenix was in the chat, joined us and hanging out. Except that like they didn't get their tooth from the dentist as well too. So please practice self-care, please. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Bye later, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye guys.